This ain't about cloning woolly mammoths. This is about cloning humans.
And so you think they're trying to do it effectively with woolly mammoths first?
I think they're already doing the humans. We just don't know about it because of the ethical issues it brings up.
Yeah, I've always said that if the moment they tell you they can clone humans, the person telling you is probably a clone. Well, you know, they're doing it right now with human pets.
Yeah.
With people's pets. You can get your cat cloned.
But I am telling you right now, that back there is not real.
Said I was cloned. You motherfuckers really thought I was a clone. Listen, I was having dinner at some eatery in Vegas, and
the phony would clone me. Just watch how they cloned me. Hey, look at me, son.
What if the person you saw on stage wasn't actually the real one? That's the question fans across the internet started asking the moment Jim Carrey suddenly reappeared in Paris at the 2026 Caesars Awards. After months of complete silence and no public sightings since last November, the legendary actor stepped into the spotlight again, but something felt off. From the very first clip circulating online, viewers noticed it immediately. The way he moved, the way he spoke, even the way he looked. It all felt strangely unfamiliar. His mannerisms were different, his skin appeared smoother, the wrinkles people recognized for decades seemed gone, and even the color of his eyes looked altered. For many fans, it didn't feel like the Jim Carrey they had followed for years. This sudden reappearance raised an even bigger question, one that has been whispered about in Hollywood for years. Why does it seem like every time a celebrity begins speaking out against the entertainment industry, they suddenly vanish for a while and then return completely different?
I did not know that.
Yeah. How many of them? There was one recently, and yeah, it's a lot of them. You know why? Because they're giving them psych medications, they're giving them a bunch of crazy hormones, and a lot of them probably have mental struggles already, and they're ostracized from society. If they're telling you that there's no clones, the guy telling you is probably a f***ing clone. At this point, I have no doubt that they've made human clones. They made dog clones. You can get your dog cloned. If your dog's going to die, you can get the DNA from your dog, get a puppy, and it'll be eerily similar to your dog. They think including some personality traits, which is just very bizarre, very Pet Cemetery.
Right.
But if they can do that, why can't they do that to people?
The same pattern, some fans claim, happened with Kanye West last year.
There are many different physical versions of Kanye, just like there were 3 doubles of Saddam Hussein running around the country, so you would shoot them and not him. But were they really doubles, or were they reconstructed, patterned people?
The phony would clone me. Just watch how they cloned me. The phony would clone me. Just watch how they cloned me.
Reconstructed, patterned people. So when you look at Kanye here and you look at Kanye here, these are different Kanyes. The other thing I'm seeing is the level of electricity that goes through his brain. So there is the belief that when one of them gets out of service or out of sync energetically, they are shocked back into complacency and then taken away. This is where Kanye's energy is.
But before diving into that theory, it's important to understand why Jim Carrey's appearance sparked such intense debate online. For the past several years, Jim Carrey had openly distanced himself from Hollywood. In interviews, he repeatedly expressed frustration with the entertainment industry and even hinted that he was ready to walk away from acting entirely. At one point, he described award shows as one of the most meaningless experiences he could think of. Because of that, seeing him suddenly appear at a major ceremony praising the same industry he once criticized felt deeply contradictory to many longtime followers. Some initially suggested a simple explanation: plastic surgery. After all, celebrities often alter their appearance. But skeptics pointed out that surgery can't change someone's voice, their personality, or the subtle ways they communicate. Even contact lenses wouldn't explain why his speech patterns and facial expressions seemed so different from what fans remembered.
And by the standing ovation, I felt like Hollywood is just spineless, en masse. And it really felt like, oh, this is a really clear indication that we're not the cool club anymore.
It is the mark of a villain
Kidnapping children is not what great nations do.
Is that a gang sign? If you,
Oh, like you don't know what it is. And I'm sick of it. I want everybody to be in on the joke, man. You know what I mean? For years now, talk show hosts, people on television, people in sitcom have been hired by the government to throw you off the track, to distract you, to make you laugh and stuff like that, make you happy and docile so you don't know what's really going on. You know, and they get out there in the woods in a circle naked and they decide these things. And, you know what they're trying to do? Who? This thing is buzzing. Hold on. They're trying to turn us into, consumer drones.
It's a wonderful feeling. I really took on a pretty big challenge trying to do my speech in French. So, I wrote it and I researched it and I practiced it like crazy. But, it's, then I watched everybody like talking 1,000 miles an hour up there, receiving their awards. And I was like, I'm dead.
As clips from the event spread across social media, theories began multiplying. Some viewers suggested it could be a prank or an elaborate impersonation. Others even speculated that well-known transformation artist Alexis Stone might have been involved, since he is famous for creating incredibly realistic celebrity disguises. But when that idea was quickly dismissed, the internet began looking deeper into Jim Carrey's past interviews for clues. Interestingly, in one interview years ago, Carrey casually mentioned that he had occasionally used body doubles in his career. That small detail only fueled speculation further. Yet many fans argued this situation didn't feel like a simple body double. Something about the energy felt fundamentally different. Not only did this version of Jim Carrey look unfamiliar, but he also seemed to be embracing the very industry he once criticized so strongly. For people who had followed his spiritual journey, his meditation practices, and his philosophical views about fame and materialism, the contrast felt almost surreal.
We were talking about Jim's problem with the as he calls them, the stockerazzi.
This is the phrase that I coined.
They stalk you. He coined that. He came up with that.
Yeah.
So how do you handle it? What is the solution? Because a lot of folks would be interested in this. What do you do?
I've done this a few times now, and it's using a decoy.
I'm sorry, a decoy?
Using a decoy. It sounds so ridiculous, but it works like a charm.
Like a double.
It's fantastic.
Like a Jim Carrey double.
A Jim Carrey double.
Well, yeah, that's amazing.
So what I do is I send him off in one direction, sucks all the press in that direction, and I can just have my day. And
whatever you want to do.
Wherever I want, totally unmolested. It's fantastic.
Right.
And,
well, they say the best ideas are the simplest ones, and this really couldn't be more simple.
It really is amazing.
I'm sure it works.
Really works.
As the debate intensified, even other celebrities appeared to notice the growing confusion. Actress Megan Fox briefly reacted to the situation on Instagram, writing that she couldn't handle any more stress and needed to know if what people were seeing was real. That comment alone sent fans deeper into speculation mode. Social media quickly filled with wild theories, including one particularly viral post claiming that Jim Carrey had been pressured behind the scenes after speaking too openly about the darker side of Hollywood. According to that theory, he was given a choice between legal consequences related to past controversies or becoming controlled by powerful forces within the industry. The theory ended with an even darker twist, suggesting the real Jim Carrey was gone and what people were seeing now was simply a replacement. Now, that claim might sound like something straight out of a science fiction movie.
Whole Jim Carrey thing that's blowing up right now?
Yeah.
1000%.
Oh, yeah.
It's not Jim Carrey.
I knew it.
First off, he would have came out and said something already.
Yeah.
Has not. Why?
We don't know where he went.
He's the one that did this, right? Jim Carrey, from years and years ago, he's always been trying to expose the Illuminati.
Facts.
He did it on Jimmy Kimmel.
I know. He's like, if my beard's chopped off, then that's how you know it's not me.
So if I ever shave my face again, you'll know.
Because the world's going to end in 2026.
I don't exist. I played the guy that was free from concern so that people who watched me would be free from concern.
And look at him in the big shave. Jim Carrey is the one that makes like the weird faces, right? Mm-hmm. So why would he ever get his Botox to ruin that? Because he really has $1 billion face if you bag it. Yeah, because his expressions comes like, from it.
Yeah.
You want to do that? You want to do that, bro? I know you want to do that.
I know you see. He went from like brown eyes to like green. So it's and I was like, what could a reptile have? Green eyes.
mind. Jim Carrey right now, he looks a lot like this actor that passed away, I think literally last year. Okay. His name is Val Kilmer. He was in Top Gun. Oh, does he not look like...
I have seen that.
Right?
Never mind. Yup.
He looks a bit like the new Jim Carrey.
Yo, I'm telling you.
Look. Bro.
Oh, that's Jim. That's Jim.
Bro.
That's Jim.
But conspiracy theories about celebrity clones have circulated online for years. Supporters of this idea often point to other famous examples, especially Kanye West. In fact, Kanye himself once warned fans in an interview that if he ever disappeared and came back acting completely different, people should question what really happened.
Like, we're gonna take your money, we're gonna block you, we're gonna do this, we're gonna take your life. Like a lot of, my life has been through, I wake up every day just surprised to be alive. Like, because of how many threats I got from political to, Twitter commentary to all that, just like going through, just to be like, boom, I'm exposed because the first step to cleaning up something is like, people be like, man, there's some smell, it just smell like that. It's like, have you checked under that couch? Don't nobody want to lift up that couch. And if you go to lift up the couch, the whole industry is like, stay away from that couch. There was a MK Ultra Canadian intelligence.
He worked in the defense research and development in the Canadian military, essentially working on psyops
Who's
in
this
the
guy?
Canadian military. This is Harley Pasternak.
Yeah, what I'm saying is, look, they tried to medicate me. I was exhausted. They wrongly diagnosed me, and they when I asked them how much lithium did you want to put me on exactly, it took them 4 days to answer because they were embarrassed about the amount, right? And I refused to take this, right? You understand that if I had taken the medication, I would not be here, and it would have been, he was deeply troubled. We miss him. We love his music, though.
Well, they would have Britney Spears you. I mean, look at
they would have Michael Jackson
or worse, yeah.
So, look, I guess
Then something strange did occur. Kanye vanished from public view for a period of time and later returned, behaving in ways that even some of his most loyal followers found surprising. His relationship with Bianca Censori, the unusual public appearances, and the shift in how the media portrayed him led some internet communities to claim the same pattern was happening again.
Kanye is a clone. I wholeheartedly believe what I'm about to say. I think there are clones, and I'm going to tell you why. Remember, he was really talking a lot. The cabal didn't like that, The Illuminati, the cabal, they did not like how much he was saying. He was calling a lot of people out, and he said, if I go away and I come back and I look different, that is not me.
If I ever went anywhere, we know why.
What the happened? He was gone for a little while.
No, hold on. He wanted to gain weight. I would do that too. I'm going to do that next summer.
Look at him. Compare old photos of him. It's not the same in person. It's not. Don't cancel me, Hollywood.
How do you think that these people would hide that, Kristen? If somebody tried to clone you, I would scream it from the top of the mountains like that's not Kristen.
You literally will get...
Oh my goodness gracious.
I believe this with every ounce in my body.
A powerful figure speaks out, disappears for a while, and then returns changed while the world is told they've simply lost their mind. The most puzzling moment for many observers came when Kanye eventually agreed to resume medication. In earlier interviews, he had insisted that powerful people were trying to silence him through medication and claimed he would rather die than go back on it. Seeing him later apologize to figures within the industry he once criticized felt completely out of character to those who remembered his earlier stance.
I would rather be dead, not in jail, because I'd rather be dead than to be on medication. No one from the family has taken any responsibility for my hospital visit, but if we were to go online, that's 50% of what people say at least. Or maybe, am I lying?
It doesn't matter.
Am I lying? It do matter! It does matter! It does matter!
I mean, morally, you just said,
I have to finish the sentence.
It does matter!
It matters to us and you. It doesn't matter what the internet says. It matters what we think. Yay.
So what do you think? Did you have an effect on my mental health?
Yes. Yes. I'm saying yes. And I love you. I love you. I don't want you to be not perfect. I love you. And I want my daughter to love you the way you want her to love you.
To them, it looked like the same script playing out again. A celebrity once praised for speaking boldly, suddenly becoming the very opposite. But the theories don't stop there. Some of the more extreme rumors even suggest that certain high-profile figures may have been replaced entirely. One rumor circulating online claims that Sean Diddy Combs might not actually be serving his sentence himself. According to those speculating, leaked images from prison supposedly show differences in facial structure compared to earlier photos.
Clone, apparently there's this thing spreading around where people are saying that the person that's actually in jail is not the real Diddy. Let me catch you up to speed. This is a real photo of Diddy. Notice the markings on his face? They're very prominent, and they are from the real Diddy. However, in this mugshot right here, you do not see these markings at all, so people are claiming that whoever is in jail, allegedly, supposedly, is not the real Diddy. This photo always terrified me. There's just something off about this photo. To make matters even more weird, Diddy's private jet is still flying around as we speak and making stops in various locations around the world. Just a few days ago, his private jet was spotted at Auckland Airport, a spot normally reserved for private aircraft. This is from the account Celebrity Jets. They're actually tracking P. Diddy's private jet flight path, and this is when it was landing at New Zealand. And 2 days ago, it was at Honolulu, Hawaii. This is the actual private jet that Diddy owned, and you can see him getting off this private jet.
Combined with reports that his private jet was still active around the time of his arrest, conspiracy-minded fans began wondering whether a stand-in could be taking the fall while the real person disappeared elsewhere. There's no verified evidence for such claims, but the rumors continue to circulate across forums and social media. Comedian Cat Williams added more fuel to the fire during an interview where he suggested that cloning or replacements within the entertainment industry might be more common than people realize. In that same discussion, he even brought up Jamie Foxx, claiming that after Foxx's mysterious health scare and long disappearance from public view, the person who later returned seemed slightly different. Williams joked that the new Jamie had too many freckles and lacked a tattoo the real one once had. Again, these claims remain unproven, but the timing of Jamie Foxx's illness, which happened around the same time as Diddy's legal troubles, only intensified curiosity online.
Jamie Foxx ain't shit. That nigga gonna make you watch his funeral. Nigga televised his funeral. He ain't even dead. He was just up there. Let me be specific. Anything I say tonight is allegedly, bitch. I don't know shit. I just be up here talking. I love Jamie Foxx. Let me say that. I love Jamie Foxx. But his clone ain't shit. His clone kept on messing up. The clone showed up with a face full of freckles. We ain't never even seen Jamie Foxx with freckles. This clone is stupid as hell. The clone didn't even have a tattoo on the back of his head. I couldn't believe it. I watched the whole thing twice. I still don't know what had happened was. That started the story with, and somebody gave me an aspirin, and 21 days later, wait a minute, what? That sounds like somebody gave you a dip. You got to be more specific, sir. I'm scared of all this. And they don't invite me nowhere because they know what the is up. I want to see the shenanigans, my nigga, but I do not want to participate. This one I knew I was gonna fuck with Jamie. This was having butt-naked basketball parties. And I love basketball. But I don't love basketball like that, bitch.
All of these theories, clones, replacements, body doubles, secret industry control, may sound unbelievable. Yet the reason they spread so quickly is because of a simple pattern people think they see repeating. A celebrity becomes incredibly powerful, begins questioning the system around them, disappears from public life for a while, and then returns acting like a completely different person while the public narrative shifts against them. So now the internet is asking the same question again, this time about Jim Carrey. Was his appearance in Paris simply the result of aging differently, cosmetic procedures, and internet overanalysis? Or are fans witnessing something stranger unfolding behind the scenes of Hollywood? At the end of the day, the truth may be far less dramatic or far more complicated than the theories suggest, but the mystery has definitely captured the internet's attention. Now, I want to hear from you. Do you think all of this is just coincidence and online speculation? Or do you believe there might be something bigger happening behind the curtain of the entertainment industry? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you made it this far into the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss the next deep dive.